Here's a short story about a husband who is quite diligently working behind the scenes to end his marriage with his wife, his young wife, after she royally crossed the line by cheating on him, amongst many other things. And this story is an absolute perfect example, guys, why it is so important that wives, married women, and not to mention mothers, should not behave like single women. In other words, constantly going out on girls' nights, clubs, behaving like that, dressing like they're in college, skimpy outfits. No freaking way. And a man should draw a line in the sand and say that is not acceptable if she even begins to do that. The problem is so many guys out there have this progressive thinking that they don't want to be labeled controlling, and let it happen, and you see what goes on here. You can't tolerate that crap. And this guy learns the hard way, but now he's trying to fix the situation. Very important. Titled, I found out my wife cheated on me, but I haven't told her that I know. And a shout out to AM for sending this story. He says, I'm 44 years old. My wife is 30. Big age difference between the two. And I recently found out that she has been cheating on me like for 10 months. I've known for 3 months, but I haven't confronted her yet. I want to formulate a plan that is best interest of my family and appreciate any advice. 3 months? I don't know if I found out 3 months ago. Believe me, the plan would be in place, but listen to this. I've always taken pride being a family man. She is a stay-at-home mom, and I support her financially with a monthly allowance. I like being a provider and always cherish the idea of having my own family. I'm not a complete loss on where to. I'm at a complete loss where to go from here. So he's 44, she's 30. I'm willing to bet you he thought he got it made getting a young girl because she was 25 when he met her because they've been together 5 years, and she's like, boom, sugar daddy, I don't have to work, I get an allowance, I can do whatever I want. The problem is this guy led with his wallet, and it's a terrible idea. We've been together for 5 years and married for 3. We have a young son. I've always suspected that she likes attention and dressing for the male gaze. She habitually goes out drinking to nightclubs, takes coke, wears revealing clothing, and comes back in the early hours of the morning. Smack! What the hell did you marry for her? What the hell did you marry her for? And why are you still with her? And why don't you lay down the law? Because obviously he wanted his trophy wife, that's my interpretation here, and has no backbone. Does coke? I mean, put aside the girls' nights out and all that, but does coke? No. This behavior stopped during pregnancy, but continued 6 months after a child was born. Notice he said stop before pregnancy. So this was going on probably before they got married. More recently, the outfits become more and more revealing. I was torn on whether to say anything because I never wanted to be the controlling type. Smack! In other words, your kiss-ass progressive views got the better of you. And she has no respect for you, dude. I wanted to give her the freedom and for her to have her fun on nights out with the girls. She can't have a good time but without wearing skirts and dresses where you can see her pussy hanging out. Really, dude? Huh? Oh yeah, and how about the coke? Holding her back from having a good time. What if she wanted to have a good time sucking some dick? You going to hold her back there? Well, that's what she's been doing. After the birth of our son, intimacy stalled. Oh, now you're not getting any. I felt this was normal after birth. Quarreling increased too, and we had a year of couples therapy, which didn't really help. You haven't been married that long. The intimacy continued to be infrequent, the nights out increased, and the arguing continued. In the past year, we've only had SCX a handful of times. I want intimacy, she does not. Of course she doesn't want it because she's getting plenty of it when she's out clubbing with the girls. You think her needs aren't being met someplace else, bro? This is unacceptable. Her behavior, you're not getting anything at home. And oh yeah, by the way, I'm sure I'm going to say the obvious. How do you know that kid's yours? I hope it's yours because you probably want the kid, but really, dude, where has this nice guy pushover progressive mindset gotten you? Nowhere but pain and suffering. This is why I do this channel, or all my channels. As I spent more and more nights with our newborn baby, I started to get more and more suspicious. About fucking time. These suspicions culminated over a year. The nights out increased 3 times a week last winter. They went out longer, sometimes 10 plus hours, leaving in the afternoon, and she returned home late with her clothes smelling of cologne, and once without knickers, and I found lingerie in the laundry basket I've never seen. What do you think is going on? Out all night, and you're with the baby? Who's paying the bills? Who's going to the job? Who's bringing in the income? She is an awful mother. My God. She doesn't care. Why the hell did you get together with her? She also stopped wearing her wedding ring for a period of time, making some strange excuses. What's turning her finger green? The frequency of girl trips increased too, but she would pack a sex toy with her luggage. She was not using that, man. I noticed distinct bruises on her body, upper thighs, and back. When I asked about it, she said she bruises easily. That's coming from Chad and Tyrone smacking her ass and grabbing her when they're porking her from behind. We spent 3 months abroad every summer, and while we were abroad, she had no bruises. When we returned, the first night out, the bruises returned. Again. In August, after months of speculating, I got her phone and saw a message from a guy. I messaged him back, pretending to be her, and had a graphic breakdown of one of their last sexual encounters. I did this again last month with another guy I suspected, and I found the same. Not that you should have gotten rid of her before, but I think one conversation with the lover confirming the cheating is enough. You don't need to do another one? How much evidence do you need, brother? Since finding out, I've started independent counseling. My major concern is my son now, so I have decided not to confront her. Are you doing this to make a good plan or because you're chicken shit? My plan is to wait at least until he starts school next month, and his mother's working and financially independent, both expected to happen early next year. Until then, I'm suffering in silence, knowing but feeling unable to confront her just yet. Any advice is appreciated. Advice? You want some fucking advice? Deal with it now. He also adds, thank you for the responses. I'm in the UK, which became no-fault jurisdiction in 2022. Of course it is. I appreciate gathering evidence of drug taking is still important to the matter of custody, but wanted to clarify the evidence of infidelity and PI advice. Okay, you want some advice? Here it is. Bro, okay, you got enough fucking evidence, okay? If you want a PI to follow her and get pictures of her doing coke, that can help you potentially getting full custody of the kid, which she shouldn't have. As for, you've been married 3 years, you're going to take a hit. So be it. Get out of there. I mean, seriously, brother. But also test to see if that kid is yours. But to him, it may not matter because he's built an attachment to the child. I don't want the child hurt because it's not the child's fault and the mother's garbage. But this guy, he married the wrong girl. He literally handed her out on a silver platter to Chad and Tyrone, or since he's in the UK, I don't know, Nigel and Wadsworth, or whatever the fuck names are. They are popular nowadays. And look what's happening here. So, yeah, he can divorce her, great, and he's going to take a hit, but it's been 3 years, couldn't be that bad. Well, even if it is bad, better than being with someone like that. And in the future, brother, yeah, you felt like you got some kind of trophy marrying a girl in her 20s, but she's not so much of a trophy. She treats you like garbage. The fuck? But this is what happens when guys maybe do well, but have no clue about women. No common sense whatsoever. You know, you need to work on yourself to make sure you don't ever get involved with someone like this again, and dig down deep why you didn't stand up for yourself and draw a line the same before. But I know why he didn't, because he has no backbone, because he was scared of making her mad or losing her. He already lost her. She's out every night or 3 times a week fucking other dudes. You know, seriously, bro. But so anyhow, guys, I'm not going to go over here. No, you have absolutely every right to draw a line in the sand and tell your wife, hey, you're going to act like a wife and a mother. That this behaving like a single woman is unacceptable. The problem is so many guys do that, and look what happens. This is an example of an extreme case, but seriously. But I'm glad he's now working behind the scenes to end it with her, but don't take too long. There's no rush. I mean, you don't need to drag it out any longer, dude. You got all the information here. So, guys, there you go. Don't be like this guy. Now, a few comments to show I'm not the only one thinking this. One guy says here, I would say you know enough to make a decision to divorce now. She's been carrying on physical affairs with more than several men. I would quietly work at getting my account secured and talk to a lawyer. It seems you want solid evidence to confront her with. Hire a private investigator. He's got plenty of evidence, but fine, get a private investigator. More for like him taking pictures of her doing coke and stuff like that. That could help with custody, I hope. But my God. And yeah, get your finances in order. She's active and predictable enough that you'll likely have an answer within a week, maybe 2. If you can get back onto her phone, take photos of any incriminating texts or pictures. You could plan on confronting her just before she's been served. I would also think about getting your child's paternity test. It'll be important for yourself and him to know, even if it's just for medical reasons. You should stop having you-know-what with her. It doesn't seem that she would notice right away anyhow. Get yourself tested for any potential transmitted infections. Well, they're not sleeping together anyway. Why would he want to? And one more, this guy says, keep dates and times she goes out. Cologne smells and out of the ordinary. Also record conversations, if legal, they're about her drug use. You need all that for legal guardianship, and yes, you can win on that one. I did. She wants to play, let her play, and don't take her back when she gets served. She'll love bomb you, but don't fall for it. Yeah, she's going to love bomb him, guaranteed. The problem is he might be dumb enough to fall for it. Be cordial, be the very first best father you can be. One more step is if she needs a job, maybe not so much for the money, at least for now, but this girl's got way too much time on her hands. Play hardball and don't be soft because she'll cave and do a complete 360, but by then it's too late. Good luck. I don't know if this guy's going to be strong enough and smart enough if she does a complete 180 and, starts love bombing him and promising the world and all that, and he's going to get bombarded with people trying to shame him. I don't know. But I hope he learns. But, guys, you can't be this way. Women don't respect weak men. And also, by the way, there's lots of gold diggers out there that are more than happy to find some lonely older guy that can provide an income. Think about it. She had it made. She doesn't have to work. He gives her a monthly allowance. She goes out multiple times a week, hooks up with other dudes. This is a dream come true for her. And there are lots of gals out there that will do this. So hopefully this guy learns and somebody can learn from his mistakes.